Hi everyone, this is Elizabeth, and this is my WebQuest. And before I get started, I just wanted to explain what my inspiration was for the WebQuest. Recently I went to LACMA, which is the LA County Museum of Art, for the first time, and I went with a group of students, and I was pretty impressed just by being in the space and seeing how many schools were there and what the students were doing. They weren't just kind of passively walking around looking at the artwork. It was sort of an interactive experience where they were collaborating with each other, and they were looking at the different characteristics of the art, and it kind of just stuck with me. And so when we were asked to create a WebQuest, I thought it would be great to use cohesively the tools that we've been learning all semester to have students surf around and research artists and then create a unique piece of artwork. So that's a little bit of background on why I chose this WebQuest. So the first page, the landing page, is the introduction. It's kind of colorful and creative, and I included a Picasso slideshow here of the different artists that are represented in the WebQuest. It's not starting. Let's see if I can get it going. So it just shows different pieces of artwork from the 4 artists that I'm going to have students research. Those will be their first set of roles that they'll be doing in the WebQuest. Second page is the task page, and it's just kind of a simple summary, but it's clear of what the students are required to do in the WebQuest. And these highlighted words here are associated with the steps, the processes, but also the learning outcomes, which we'll see on the conclusion page for the students. So the process page, the next page, just kind of goes into more detail the tasks, and you can see again that the highlighted words on the task page are included in the steps, just to have them have a more clear idea of what they're being asked to do. I've included links to the Google Doc and the graphic organizer, which is also a Google Doc, on the process page. And I've included tips as well to help students as they go through their steps here. And they are required to be in 2 separate groups. One is the research group and one is the project group. So I wanted to be really clear about color coding their steps for each one of these groups. They're going to be using Picasso and YouTube and Google Docs and Scholar bookmarks if they so choose in their research. I just kind of wanted to have a lot of technology incorporated with this, because when you think about art, you don't really consider the technology aspect of it when you consider like the fine artists or the historical artists. But this WebQuest is kind of disproving that. So then here are the roles for the first group, and I've attached a bunch of links to help students research the artists. And then I've included at the bottom helpful links for all of the roles, so internet bookmarking, Google Docs, these are YouTube videos on how to use these technologies, and then also Creative Commons, because I want them to have an awareness of that when they're going through their graphic organizer. And then on the other column is the project group roles, so they're separated into the 2 groups, and this just delineates the roles of the second group. And then I've included here at the bottom 2 helpful links for this group, Picasso how-tos and Jing and screencast how-tos on YouTube. And then the evaluation page is a rubric which I've created, and the evaluation focuses more on the project side rather than the research side of the WebQuest culminating project. Hopefully it'll download, there we go. And so it's based on art evaluation, so design and composition, and it just basically asks students to apply what they've learned from the artist techniques and apply it into a unique piece of artwork that they are required to collaborate on. So planning and explanation, creativity, how much time they put into it, applying the artist's style, and how well they executed all of these is what they'll be graded on. And then you can also include, if you so choose, collaboration and stuff like that to be graded on. So the conclusion page is where you will find the learning outcomes and the reflection questions to help them solidify the WebQuest. And the teachers page is just an explanation of all of this that I just went through, and also the standards that were addressed. Thanks, guys.